Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my final Q&A leading up to the newest episode of The Walking Dead, of course, for this week, episode 10, The Next World, season 6. Awesome, so quite a few videos today. So if you guys missed it, I did release two others today, which were some fun to do. I did a review for the Honest trailers for Walking Dead, just kind of give my thoughts. It's just fun, just a fun video. Check it out if you want, and if you haven't seen the Honest trailers for Walking Dead seasons 4 through 6, I recommend it. Then I did one on the comic book series figures, but since I know a lot of people don't read the comic book series, and second, don't collect the figures, so it's very niche for that one. I decided I'd still do a Q&A for today, and of course tonight. I'll see you guys for the review and predictions for next week. All the usual stuff. You guys know how it goes. So yeah, let's do it. First question for this one from Red October. And by the way, keep sending me questions this week, guys. I appreciated all the questions, and really sorry if I didn't get to yours. Like I said, during the off season, if you really want to get some questions through for Q&As, best time is during the off season. During the time when the show's on, there's lots of questions coming through. So your odds are better when The Walking Dead's not on than when it is on. And of course, Fear the Walking Dead should be good for that when this season ends. It's something that you've been wondering for a while. I wanted to ask when I get my thoughts on. First one's from Red October. He says, Trev, did you stop doing predictions on the episode titles? You used to go through the ones that AMC released of future episodes or upcoming episode titles and predict what it means. Yeah, bro. So here's what's up, Red October. You've been here for a while, right? A couple years. I think I've seen your name before. Pretty sure. You're right. I did used to do that, and I still do that, except they have to release it in order for me to give my thoughts on the titles. These ones have not been officially released, and sometimes there's rumored titles, and then they change it. So there's nothing on the wiki yet. There's nothing I've seen, or the wiki. There's nothing I've seen official yet in terms of the episode names, the official. So I haven't done a video giving my thoughts on the names because they just haven't released them. That's all. But if I didn't mention in my predictions video, The Next World, I think it's just, it's the end of one part of the story, and we're on to the next world. So the next world, the new world's going to need Rick Grimes. There's going to be something different. It's not just going to be about survival horror all the way through now. We're getting into some different stuff, different types of storytelling that probably is most reminiscent of Season 3 with the Governor, Woodbury, and the group. Now this is an even way bigger scale than that because you have multiple communities that are going to be interacting with each other, and it's going to be pretty great to see, so many survivors. Zombies are always going to be there, of course, but it's going to be really interesting to see how these small little pockets of civilization have started to resurface and how they're going to interact with each other. It kind of brings it back to kind of that old school time where you have, countries maybe at civil war. You have small groups vying for position, fighting each other to try to, for one of them to try to become the overarching ruler of the others. Really interesting stuff coming up for The Next World. So I can't wait for a larger world, Next World. Yeah, just the future of The Walking Dead. It just gets better as it goes. From the comic book series, I'd say it's getting better as it went. TV series seems to be just getting better as it goes as well, too, which is awesome to see. Really, really happy because usually stuff is always a letdown when you get high expectations like that. But this one wasn't with Walking Dead, anyway, TV series. Chris Zoupaniotis, sorry, bro, I probably slaughtered that. Is that Greek or something like that? I don't know. Probably not. He says, hey, Trev, firstly, thanks for putting all the time to making these videos. Well, you're welcome. Thank you for the question. He says, in the upcoming episode, do you think there will be a scene between Rick and Daryl where Daryl tells him what happened to the Saviors? Or do you think he will just keep quiet about it? Thanks. So they are going out together in the car. So I think it should be mentioned. And I think we'll probably see it where Daryl will just tell Rick, these guys, like I had to shoot these guys with a rocket launcher. These assholes, they stab me and stuff. And he's talking about this Negan guy. I don't know who the hell this guy is, but he doesn't sound good, and we might be dealing with another governor or something. That's what I would picture Daryl saying, something like that. And I think he'll have to mention, he should tell Rick what's up if Rick doesn't already know. But sometimes, they won't necessarily have every character tell each other everything when the audience already knows. So if the audience knows, maybe they won't have a scene, but Rick's got to find out. Daryl would have to tell him, I would think, and tell everybody else because it's unless they don't take him seriously. But yeah. Next one's from Pep H. Of course, it could have been Abraham or Sasha who tells him too, or tells the others too. Pep H says, Trev, do you think the best episode ever will be the season finale of season 6, or will it stay with episode 9 of season 6? So here's the deal, Pep. I'm thinking that, like, because the show really is getting better, and I'm not just saying that. I know sometimes people say, oh, it's getting better as it goes. That's not always the case. Sometimes things fizzle out, and sometimes they're really good for a while. Then they become crap, like Under the Dome this summer. So there's lots of shows like that. They're good, and then they kind of fizzle out. Not every show is going to be Breaking Bad, where it does get better as the seasons go up until the last part, and the last season is mind-blowing. Not every show is like that. Some shows start off strong and they get weaker. The Walking Dead really has, I think, gotten a lot better as we've gone along. We're getting more episodes. We're getting some of the best episodes ever. So I thought at one point Too Far Gone would never be topped. I didn't think they would ever do an episode that would be better than Too Far Gone. I didn't think it was going to happen. But now I'm just like, after seeing, No Way Out, I'm like, wow, dude. Because the scale's so much bigger, it just makes the early stuff look so minuscule. You have zombies, but it's like, now this is zombies, and you have, other groups attacking, and there's just like this massacre everywhere, and like this is crazy, You have characters being killed off, and not just like one big one in the episode, but like, you could have an episode where 3 big characters get killed off and one character gets severely injured, right? So yeah, man, I have no reason to think that No Way Out will be the best episode ever. I think we're just going to go up from here, and there's going to be some better ones. Something to Fear, if that's what they call the finale. You might be right; it could be the best episode ever. That might just be for comic book readers, though, because I always try to envision, I can never do it, the perspective of viewers, some of you guys guaranteed, who haven't read these parts of the comic book series that are watching the TV series fresh, meaning that you don't know anything about the comic book series aside from maybe what you've seen online or from my videos or whatever, or other people's, and how your experience differs from ours, knowing what's going to happen next. Like, how is that different? Like, does it make the episodes better? Does it make it worse to know the comic book series version? These are some good questions. That's tough. It's kind of like when you're watching Fear the Walking Dead. It's really exciting because you have no idea what's going to happen, but you don't get those awesome, like, oh, I remember reading that in the comic book series tie-in moments, So maybe it would be even better watching a TV series without having read the comic book series first, but maybe not. But to answer your question, Pep H, I think the best really is still yet to come for The Walking Dead. I really, really do. I think it's just going to get better. AMC's going to put more into it, and it's just going to get even better and better, man. I think so. Next one's from Awesome Guy Rocks. He says, we're all looking forward to the finale when we finally get to see who gets Lucille. But what do you think are the chances of more than one victim of Lucille? This is something I hadn't thought about. And he says he could kill 2 people for a bigger shock factor. What do you think are the chances? And keep up the good work. Well, thanks, brother. So what are the chances he could kill 2 people instead of just 1? I think they probably wouldn't change it like that because, it's like it'll probably be one of those comic book moments that it doesn't really need to have 2, so it'd kind of be a waste of 1 as long as it's a big one. So they probably would have a death a couple episodes beforehand, which they usually do like around episode 14, 13, 15, something like that. And then episode 16 or first person view in season 7, episode 1, the premiere, we'll get to see the big death one or the other. A lot of people think like myself, maybe they won't even show us the death until season 7. And we won't even know who it is until then. So we'll see. I really hope that's not the case, but I think episode 16 should be incredible. And I still think it'd probably only be 1 death, even though you're right, it could be. I mean, he could pick 2 people and punish them with 2 people. It could be. And say, like, however many guys he had, maybe 4 for 1 or something. Or I'm not sure how many guys were on the bike, so I didn't count. But, something like that. We'll do a couple more. Next one's, Trev, do you think Negan was in the car? This is from Kuin189. So I would say no, because the reason why is because Negan is not the type of character. So the car from last week's episode, No Way Out, when we see the car way in the background and Daryl kills him with a rocket launcher. So the question being is, would Negan have been there? So my answer is no way, because if that was the case, Negan saw that, he would not let them go. He would, track them. He would go after them. He would, he's not the type of character to kind of, run away or something like, to be intimidated by a rocket launcher or anything. I really don't think that would happen. I really don't think that if Negan was there, he would have been there. He's too egotistical, right? He's too he's too narcissistic. He's too, he's got to be there, right? So if he was there, he would have been the one talking, right? That's what I think, right? So no, I think it was some other kind of spotter or something like that, and that they're going to go back and probably tell him, and then he'll know about it. So yeah, going to be good, man. It should be real good. Next question from same guy, Kuhn. He says, hey, Trev, do you think that Negan will kill Maggie because they're playing Thomas and Martha Wayne in Batman v Superman? That's so funny that you have Lauren Cohan who's playing Martha Wayne, and you have Jeffrey Dean Morgan who's playing Thomas Wayne. It's just so funny. He actually looks like Thomas Wayne, too, if you've read the comic books for Thomas Wayne. There's a Batman that follows his unit. It's like a multiverse thing. I forget which Earth it is. Like Earth, it's not Earth 3. It's something like that. I forget. But yeah, that's going to be cool to see the two of them. But do I think that they would kill Maggie? I don't think so. I mean, I could be totally wrong because she did cut her hair and everything. People thought maybe that would be something. But I just don't see it. I don't think that they're going to kill Maggie off this season or in the finale or anything. I feel like they want to stay close to the comic book series. And I don't know if we're going to see another Andrea, which is a character that later on the series does big things but is killed off in the TV series. Like in the comic book series, they do big things, TV series, they get killed off early. I don't know if they want to do another one of those. So it'd be exciting if they did, but I just don't see it. And we'll do like a couple more. Next one's from Jessica Taft. She says, hi, will you tell me where to look for spoilers for Season 6? I hear you talking about in your videos, telling people about Jesus, ? You say you know who's going to die, but you don't want to tell anyone. Okay, so here's the deal. Right now, there aren't really hardly any spoilers. At least there's none that I know of for the second half. And I try to be picky and choosy with spoilers. Okay, preferably major deaths don't get ruined for me. I would prefer it if spoilers didn't get out there. Okay, right now there really aren't any for the rest of the season, or maybe there's some, but you have to go searching. There's no major ones like for No Way Out. So I am really careful when I mention spoilers when I talk. I try to be as careful as I can be about it and try not to ruin it for people. Yes, when I do videos on it, some people, it's going to ruin it for somebody, but it's like I gotta satisfy the people who know and want to hear my thoughts before on the spoilers beforehand, and while trying not to ruin it for others. So it's a difficult tap dance to try to stay in between, that type of deal. Right now, there aren't really any for the rest of the season that I know of that are major. And so there are some people who probably know, but that's not really my deal. I don't really care to know. I really want to know. It will get ruined for me if it's major anyway. Usually I'll see in a comment when I'm reading your guys' questions or your comments, someone will ruin it for me anyway. So it is what it is. But right now, sorry, there isn't much out there. So if you're looking for next major character death spoilers, I haven't really heard anything. So hopefully that helps clear that up for you. I mean, sometimes there are, sometimes there aren't. That could mean there aren't hardly any deaths coming up for a while, which would make sense because we just got some huge ones. But we'll see. You never know. Next one's from Netherman Productions, and he says, this will be the last one. Hey, Trev, I got a quick question for you. First, I like Scott Gimple, but do you think Frank Darabont or the Glenn Mazzara showrunner guy would be better for the Negan story arc? What are your thoughts on that, Trev? Well, man, Glenn Mazzara would be awesome to see in a season 8 in All Out War. That would be crazy to see him do that. But you know what? Scott Gimple's done such a great job. It's kind of like, how can we fault him? And he brings us such amazing, quality content year after year after year. And he's sticking with it. I mean, man, the Walking Dead TV series is kind of like his now. He's put in more work and more seasons than anybody else. So, and he's done an incredible job. But they all have their strengths. Frank Darabont is definitely the best, I would say, at making characters. Like if you watch Shawshank Redemption and that, having characters care for each other, showing that in a movie or in a TV series, he's amazing for that. At character relationships, he's incredible for that. Scott Gimple also, though, he wrote Shane's a lot of Shane's stuff in season 2. Save the Last One he wrote. He's incredible too. So. Oh, it's just so hard. And then Glenn Mazzara, once he took over the show, the speed just went like crazy. It was so fast-paced. But there was problems with that, too, because it was so fast-paced, they were running out of stuff to do, and the show became a little bit chaotic. They weren't sure. They were changing character deaths and stuff like this. It kind of became a bit of a mess. So I think overall, we're in a good shape with Gimple for sure. Darabont would have been incredible. I think they should have kept Darabont in regardless and had him some influence in the series because he's so amazing. He's so great at it. But, oh well, it is what it is. Too late now. It'll never change at this point. I would be with lawsuits and everything, there's basically no chance that they would ever get him back, or even Glenn Mazzara probably not ever anyway either. Usually once people get fired or quit or whatever, it doesn't usually work. They don't usually count. That's really rare you'd have someone come back. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all the different questions. Write your comments below. Enjoy the hell out of episode 10 tonight, guys, and I'll be back to talk about it with you after it's done. If you liked this video, please thumb it up below. If you want to help support the channel, you can share, you can favorite, and if you're new and you want to subscribe, you want to see my reviews tonight, predictions, all the good stuff, news, everything, then sub at the bottom left. That's it for this one. See you guys tonight. As always, it's Trev saying peace.